So, artificial intelligence. It's a term you hear literally everywhere, right? It's powering our phones, it's changing how we work, it probably even picked the next movie you're going to watch. But what is it really? We're going to cut through all the buzzwords and unpack exactly how this technology went from a sci-fi dream to your day-to-day reality. And it happened with unbelievable speed.
And that quote just nails it, doesn't it? What pioneers like Alan Turing are thinking about as a kind of philosophical puzzle, can machines think? That's not some far-off question anymore. It's the engine running in the background of our lives right this very second.
So the big questions are, how on earth did we get here? And maybe more importantly, where are we all heading? Well, that's the journey we're about to take together. We're going from its very first sparks to the tools in your pocket, and then we'll peek at the incredible possibilities waiting just over the horizon. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's get our terms straight. You hear words like AI, machine learning, and deep learning thrown around all the time, and a lot of people use them like they're the same thing. They're not. And, trust me, getting this difference is the key to unlocking everything else about this topic. So let's start with the big one, the giant umbrella, artificial intelligence. This is the whole field, the entire grand ambition of building machines that can reason, learn, and act in ways that we used to think were unique to us humans. It's the whole shebang. Now, inside that giant AI umbrella, you'll find machine learning. This is a specific method for achieving AI, and frankly, the shift to this approach was a total game changer. See, instead of programmers trying to write a rule for every single possible situation, they just feed the machine tons and tons of data and let it figure out the patterns for itself. It's a huge leap from follow these instructions to learn from this experience.
And if we zoom in even deeper, we find deep learning. You can think of this as machine learning on steroids. It uses something called artificial neural networks, which are these really complex systems with lots of layers, kind of inspired by the web of neurons in our own brains. And that structure lets it find incredibly subtle patterns in just massive datasets.
And this table puts it all together perfectly. AI is the whole field. Machine learning is a major strategy inside that field, and deep learning is a really powerful technique inside machine learning. It's like a set of Russian nesting dolls, All deep learning is machine learning, and all machine learning is AI. But it definitely doesn't work the other way around. But here's the thing. This incredible tech didn't just pop up out of nowhere. No way. It's been built on a 70-year journey of, brilliant ideas, amazing breakthroughs, and even some really crushing failures. It's really the story of 3 key ingredients that finally came together at just the right time.
So here's the crucial point. For decades, we were always missing at least one piece of this puzzle. Early on, we didn't have the right algorithms. Then, for a long time, we just didn't have enough raw computing power. And then, finally, the internet exploded and gave us the third ingredient, mind-boggling amounts of data for these systems to learn from. The AI boom we're seeing right now, it's because all 3 of these things suddenly became incredibly powerful, all at the same time.
And man, you can really see the whole roller coaster ride right here. It all kicked off in the 50s with these foundational ideas, but progress was not a straight line up. The whole field went through what they called AI winters, these long stretches where excitement just died down and funding completely dried up because the tech just couldn't live up to the massive hype. But then, things started to change. Machine learning took off in the 90s, and that set the stage for the deep learning explosion in the 2010s, which leads us straight to the crazy generative AI we have everywhere today. Okay, so that's the backstory. But what about the AI that's here, right now, in our world, sitting on your phone? This is where we have to make a really important distinction about the kind of AI that actually exists today. Every single AI you interact with is what we call artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. Now, narrow doesn't mean it isn't powerful. It is. It just means it's super specialized. Think of it like a grandmaster chess champion who is the best in the world at chess, but can't even tell you how to boil an egg. It's an expert at one thing and one thing only.
And this might be the single most important takeaway. Artificial narrow intelligence is the only kind of AI that we actually have today, period. Despite what you might see in headlines, there's no machine out there with human-like general intelligence. Every AI system in the world is a specialist, a tool built for a very specific job.
And these specialized tools are absolutely everywhere. That algorithm on Netflix that knows exactly what show you'll binge next, that's ANI. Siri or Alexa understanding your voice, ANI. Even the most advanced AIs like ChatGPT are still considered narrow.
Yeah, they're incredible at generating human-like text based on patterns, but they don't understand the world the way you and I do. They are all highly specialized experts. So if everything we have today is narrow AI, then what are all these researchers working towards? Well, this is where we get to step out of the present and into the theoretical and totally fascinating future of artificial intelligence.
The next great frontier, the stuff of sci-fi, is what's called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This would be a machine that has the same kind of flexible, creative, problem-solving intelligence as a human. And if you look even further down the road, some people talk about artificial superintelligence, ASI, an intellect so far beyond ours we can barely even imagine what it could do.
This table just lays it all out so clearly. We are in the ANI present, masters of single tasks. The theoretical future is AGI, matching our ability to learn anything. And ASI, well, that's still a mind-bending hypothesis. The key thing to remember is that the leap from the AI of today to true AGI isn't just about more computer power. It's going to require fundamental breakthroughs that we just haven't made yet.
So, what a journey, right? We've gone from simple theories to these incredibly powerful specialists that live in our pockets. The evolution has been absolutely stunning, but the story is nowhere near finished. As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into the fabric of our world, the biggest question isn't what can it do anymore, it's what should it do? And that's a question we all have to figure out the answer to together.